You're going to hear some new terms today. Some new terms. And I know Lucas hasn't taken it, but I'm not giving away any of the quiz. You guys remember that last question yesterday about the consoles and the widescreen TVs? Okay. Remember I put some conditions on those TVs and consoles. I think I said consoles I could sell at least 250, and widescreen TVs I could sell 450. And there was something else about the money I put in there. Here's where we're going with that. Is by the time next week rolls around, I'm going to change the question to what would be the maximum amount of money I could make selling those consoles and widescreen televisions, given those restrictions I gave you yesterday on the quiz. That's where we're going with all this. All right, given those requirements, given those restrictions that you can only sell at least 450 and at least 250 widescreens, what's the maximum amount of money I can make? All right, that's where we're going. And not only what's the maximum amount of money I can make, how many of each do you need to sell to make that maximum amount of money? That's where we're going today. All right, and starting next week. Take a look at this first figure I've given you. It's a little polygon, however many sides it is. That kind of looks like your shaded region where it would overlap. Have you guys started to see that the shaded region kind of looks like different figures? Where all your shaded regions overlap? Yes, no? Okay, that was on purpose, right? Because we're going to here now. So here's where your shaded regions overlapped. It made a figure, some sided figure. Everyone see the vertices on those figures? We see the vertices. Okay, name them. Here we go. Name the vertices. So here's where my shaded regions overlap. They made that figure. What are the corners? What are the vertices on those? Just asking you to read them off here. I don't think I got to call on people to do this. I'll start. 410. 512. 86. 74. 32. Okay, those are my vertices, the corners of my shaded regions. Now what I'm going to provide you is one of these equations called an objective function that maximizes the profit. All right, that maximizes it. All right, for instance, and I know this is non-realistic whatsoever, but say I sold those consoles for $3 a console and the widescreens for $2 a widescreen. Okay, you will start making these up by yourself next week, but I'll give them to you for now, for today and tomorrow. Okay, so what I want to know is, when you know X and Y, the corners of your region here, what output do you get for Z? What output do you get for Z by plugging in the X and the Y to my objective function? All right, what values do you get out? So I need you to go through right now in your group or by yourself, plug in those points to my objective function, and tell me what values we get out, then we'll talk. Okay, when you're ready, let me know all your values. Got a six here today? Whenever you're ready, Patrick. No rush. For 410, what was your? 32, yep. For 512? Yep. 86? 74. And for 32. Okay. What was my maximum value? 39. So the max was, and this is what it's, the max is 39 when, what were the values of x and y? The max was 39 when x equaled 5 and y equals 12. Going back to that console widescreen TV, here's what we just found. And again, non-realistic because the numbers wouldn't match up, but you can make a maximum of $39 if you sold 5 consoles and 12 widescreens. That's what we're finding now. Okay? What about minimum? What's the minimum amount I can make? Minimum amount would be 13 if, or when, x equals 3 and y equals 2. Okay? So it's giving me the max values and when it's at its max, and the minimum values when it's at its minimum. Now, unfortunately, bad news, I'm not going to provide that for you. You're going to have to come up with that shape yourself, all right, by graphing the inequalities. That's why we spent 4 darn days on graphing inequalities, and I still don't know if we have it down pat or not. Okay? First thing, graph the system of inequalities. So I'm asking you to graph those 4 for me. We're going to stay in quadrant 1, okay, because these are eventually going to turn into word problems. We don't have negative answers when we deal with the word problems. Well, some of you may have negative seats yesterday on the quiz, but that's a topic for a different day. And I'm going to go nice and slow because I found out yesterday the hard way I need to do a better job of showing you guys how to graph inequalities. Let's start with this one, x greater than or equal to 0. Anybody know what that's another name for? Here's a hint, you've already graphed it. That's it's not the origin, it's a line. This is another name for the y-axis, yep. X equals 0 is another name for the y-axis, so that's already been graphed. And quick guess what y equals 0 is another name for? X-axis, yep. Okay, so that's been graphed already. If you want to label it, go right ahead. So x greater than or equal to 0, y greater than or equal to 0. So shading comes at the end. Shading will come at the end. I want to graph all these lines first. 2x plus y less than or equal to 8. I'm going to try to force you guys to use their intercepts. Find the x and y intercept. This problem in particular, ready? Your x-intercept. Where does 0 get plugged in for if you're finding the x-intercept? And for y, so everyone ready? I'm going to do 2x plus 0 equals 8. You guys solve that for x and let me know where my x-intercept is. What's your x-intercept? So I can start graphing. X-intercept, 19. We don't have one. 13. 4, yep. Okay, let's do the same thing. Find the y-intercept, but now where's 0 going to get plugged in for? And for x, so 2 times 0 plus y equals 8. Let me know what the y-intercept is. What's your y-intercept? It's 15. We got a 15? No? 8? Yeah. Okay. And let's do the other one here. 2x plus 3y less than or equal to 12. Go ahead, on your own. Let's see you find the x-intercept and the y-intercept before I graph them. Go ahead and find that on your own for that last and final inequality. And then we'll talk, what do I put on my X and Y axes? Did we find them here? 7, did we find them? Y. Okay. So at least, ready? You tell me. My x-axis has to go up to at least what? 6. And y-axis has to at least go up to 8. Okay. Go ahead. I think we can go by ones, or if you want to spread it out, it's up to you. So go ahead. A nice. Some of you guys are a little shady on how you label this. I'm just going to go 8 and 8. So 4 and 8. And if you're not careful right now with your straight edge, you will be when we find the points of the polygon. And then 6, 4. Wait till everyone gets those lines graphed, and then where in the world are all 4 shades going to intersect? Because I do not want you shading everything. I found out yesterday, some of you guys can't handle that. It's a disaster. Looks like a finger paint. Oh, my bad. That's mine. It's on me.
Can you just change the equations?
You could still do that. Yep, that's perfectly fine. Yep. All right, let's determine where to shade. Think about it now, though. You need a polygon here to shade. So highly doubtful that this is going to be where the shaded region is. Highly doubtful. It's probably going to be somewhere within these 3 here. All right. Greater than 0. X greater than 0, I'm going to shade over this way. Y greater than 0, I'm going to shade above. That still doesn't help me because it fills up the whole darn thing. All right, so let's go over here. Plug in 0, 0. Is it a solution? Plug in 0, 0, that first one here. Is it a solution? Is it a solution? Yes, it is. So that would mean I'm going to shade this way. Everyone see that? I'm going to shade that way. All right, let's go to the next one. Plug in 0, 0. Does 0, 0 work? Yes, so what am I trying to show you? I'm going to shade down both lines, meaning where are they going to intersect? Everyone see the polygon where they'll intersect. Color it in for me. Based on my requirements, I could pick anywhere within the shaded region. Next part, find the values of the objective function at each corner. All right, so let's find the corners again. Just like we did at the beginning of the last problem. Where are the corners of this figure? They're not labeled. You got to find them now. One corner. Probably the easiest, 0, 0. Give me another vertice. 0, 4. Whew. And looks like 4, 0. And that last point is why you need to have a straight edge. Anybody could tell that exact point right there for the fourth and final one. 3, 2. Yep. So now take each point. We're going to plug it into the objective function, which was given at the beginning of the problem. And we'll figure out which one gives us the maximum. So z equals, plug it in. Okay, your values from plugging it in. Here you go, 5. What are your values when you're ready? So at 0, 0. Yep. Your objective function here at 0, 0. 0? What about at 0, 4? 4, 0. And 3, 2. Okay. So part C, what's the maximum value I could obtain here? Given these conditions with my inequalities, what's the maximum value I could obtain? 12? When what? What's got to happen for me to get 12? When x equals 0 and y equals 4, or x equals 3 and y equals 12. Questions? I don't know what to do here. You tell me. Should we do this next one together, or should I have you try it out on your own here? How about we go half and half? Prove to me right now. What type of line is that if it's going to be x? It's going to be 2 vertical lines. Yep. What type of line is this one going to be? And I'm not going to ask. Yeah, it will be diagonal, the third one. Can you guys graph those for me first? Okay, go ahead. Graph them for me in quadrant 1. Show me you can at least graph them, and then we'll talk shading as a class. Label your lines as well. I want to see what you guys do with that last one. I have faith you can do the first 2, but let's see the last one. No shading yet. No shading, just graphing. Okay, I need a little help from you guys because I'm a little lost soul here. I did the whole intercept thing, and I got my y-intercept to be 3, and I got my x-intercept to be -3, which is not on my graph. And period 3, let's do this. No, we're not doing that. Okay, sorry, we're not doing that. Okay, you guys got any other suggestions other than finding the intercepts to graph them? How do I know it's a positive slope? So you're telling me solve it in case the intercepts don't work out, I can always solve for y. Yep. So this would be y less than or equal to, because I'm dividing by a -1, x plus 3. Yep. So I go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Yep. So you can still always solve for y. That's always an option. I'm not. There we go. That's nice. All right, where's the shading going to be, huh? We got a couple options, right? It could be right here. Could be right here. Could be this little sucker right there. Definitely not anywhere here or here. Going to form a polygon or down here. All right, ready? Well, I know it's got to be between 1 and 5. So everything's going to get shaded in between. What about this one? This horizontal line. Is this going to be above or below? Plug in 0. Is 0 greater than 2? Nope. So should I shade above or below? Above, right? Above. So it's in between and it's above. I don't even think I need to go here. Do we see where it's got to intersect? Where? Go ahead. You show me. Color it in for me. Color it in where they intersect. Show me that polygon they're going to intersect. In between 1 and 5, but above 2. Right there. There we go. Can you find the points? Can you guys find the corners, the vertices? Because it's not 0, 0 anymore. We got some different ones here, 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 here. One point you have. Let's go around the room here. 1 point. Here you go. Nope, that's fine too. Here you go. 7. Name a point here. 1, 2. Got it. Let's go 14. Name a point. 1, 4. 11. You think? You're good. If some of you, hey, quickly on that point, he's correct. Sometimes I'll get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because you guys are counting from the horizontal line instead of the y-axis. Okay, so if you got 5, 6, that's why. And one more point. Let's go number 1. 5, 2 is a good point. Yep, those are your 4 points. Take your objective function now. Find the value of your objective function. And let's talk max. Let's go with number 9. Number 9. 1, 2. Negative 1. 1, 4. Negative 5. 5, 8. And 5, 2. Yep. Got it. So we can say the max is 11. So the maximum amount is 11 when? When does 11 happen? When x equals 5 and y equals 2. Questions from you guys? Can we handle this tomorrow? Okay. And then you got to create your own inequalities next week.